Hey everyone, today I'm in Massachusetts and take a look around. There's no snow out at all. It's just a little bit drizzly out today. Right now I'm taking a trip to Eden, New York, where they supposedly got 7 feet of snow last week. I wanted to go immediately and check it out, but when I looked online, every single road on the maps was lighting up bright red, meaning absolute gridlock. It would have been impassable to even go there while they're working on clearing the snow, clearing vehicles stuck all over the place. But I gave it a good amount of time. It's now been 4 or 5 days since the snow has stopped falling. It's the day after Thanksgiving. I'm going to take a trip up there to see it. Today when I looked at the maps, nothing seems to be slow going. Everything seems to be back to normal. The past couple days, it's been in the 40s. Today it's drizzling there in New York and 50 degrees. Tomorrow it'll be 50 degrees again. So that means the roads should be perfectly clear. Probably with this weather, a foot of that snow probably already melted, but we're still going to see the gigantic piles left over. It's now 10:30 a.m. and I have another 5 hours ahead of me before I actually get there. So we won't be able to see much today, but I plan on sleeping overnight at one of the local Walmarts. Maybe we'll get to see just incredible snow piles. Then first thing in the morning, we will set out and start looking around at the big piles of snow. Wow, I can't believe it. I already made it to New York. I usually avoid toll roads, but this road got me here extremely fast. Usually it takes me 2 hours from where I started off to get to New York, but I got here in like less than an hour. I'm amazed by it. I usually avoid tolls simply just because I'm cheap, but I recently did get the Easy Pass, which only works in the Northeast. The rest of the country, they all have all different transponders you have to get. I think there's 4 or 5 of them, because the states could never agree on one highway pass. Which, that's right there is one of the reasons when I'm traveling I avoid highways, because one time when I went on a trip, Pennsylvania, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Maine, all those states, no problem. They sent me the toll in the mail, and I just wrote them a couple dollar check. I didn't even have to pay for the postage. But in New York, that was a disaster. I had to pay like a $50 processing fee for them to send me it. This is a very, very salty highway. I have to keep cleaning the windshield like every 5 minutes because the salt builds up on it and it turns into like, it's foggy. Right now I'm next to the Mohawk River, and I can't believe how low it is. Looking over at the edge, it looks like it's missing 10 feet. A lot of banks showing over there. For a gas station on the highway, they actually have a pretty good price. $3.90 a gallon. Some of the cheapest in the area, but we're gonna have to wait in a line because it's on the highway. All right, everyone. Right now I'm at Walmart and there's not as much snow as I expected in any of these towns. I first went to the town I mentioned. Now I'm in Hamburg, New York. There are some areas, but it seems like it's very isolated where there's deep snow. I'm gonna go into Walmart right here. This is one really fancy Walmart. Never seen one like this. Good morning, everyone. It is now 7:30 a.m. at a Walmart parking lot. Just spent the night here, and now we're pulling out. We're going to be heading up to Hamburg, New York right now, and that is the place that's supposed to have the jackpot snow. 80-something inches, depending where you are in that city. And last night, driving around, there was some big snowbanks, blind corners. I showed you a couple parking lots with big snowbanks. Where I am right now, 20 minutes south of Hamburg, there's not that big of piles. On the ground, I would say, there's probably only 6 inches max. A lot of places you can even see the grass. Even in Hamburg, I can't believe that there was actually 80 inches there. And I am actually a little bit skeptical because every single video I watched last night, and I watched for a couple hours, every newscast that was reporting on that snowstorm, and where are they getting 80-something inches from? All the pictures of people in there, it was never over anyone's head. It shows people shoveling. It shows a guy opening his garage door. And opening his garage door, unless it's up to the top of that door, it's a standard residential door, which is like 7 feet. That is not... Well, we're going to head out and see what we can find. It's early morning. We have all day to drive around the city of Hamburg. I'm probably just going to stay there a few hours looking around for things. Then I'm going to head up to Buffalo, which this year was not the jackpot for snow, but we're still going to drive around. They still got supposedly 4 feet. We're going to check out the giant piles. And also today I'm going to show you guys a few places where the plow operators just didn't do a great job when there's obviously space to push it. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. Like last night, I was pulling out of one street and almost the entire turning lane was blocked, but there was only about 2 feet of snow sitting in it that could have easily got plowed out of the way. All right, everyone, you can see I just pulled out of Walmart. Everywhere around here, the grass is just about showing. The only thing left behind is snowbanks, so this area obviously didn't get that much. Where we're headed, about 20 minutes north, I really can't see, if there was 80 inches, how it could have melted in just 4 or 5 days. The temperatures have only been in the 40s. It's not like they got blasted with 90-degree heat, even though a bank's sign was saying it was 97 last night, which is not true. It was broken. All right, getting up on the highway now, you see there's like no snow here. It's amazing how isolated lake effect snow can be. Driving just another 15 minutes, we should see multiple feet on the ground still there. And what's cool about lake effect snow is it's caused by the warm lake evaporating into the sky, then it lands. This past summer was one of the hottest on record, so the Lake Erie, is probably warmer than normal for this time of year because of the record-breaking heat over the summertime, which which means more snow because the lake is hotter. All right, just a couple minutes down the road, we already got about a foot. Here we are turning down the Hamburg ramp. Still, maybe only 18 inches of snow on the ground. Not even close to what we will actually see. It's so locally isolated. I saw last night areas where you can tell they got at least 3 feet. Notice in front of me that gate. It's interesting to see that this area, because they're used to getting so much snow, they have gates on all the highway ramps. The only place I've ever seen that before is highways that are about to go up a giant mountain range, and they obviously shut it down for safety reasons every storm until it's cleared. Alright everyone, here we are in Hamburg, New York. The snow is getting pretty deep. There's probably at least 2 feet on the ground around here. Now we're going to go to a place called Orchard Park, which is where they measured the supposed deepest 7 feet of snow. Now we're going to start heading over there. That's a really nice sunrise coming up here. All these roads, I can tell, after they were plowed, an industrial-sized snowblower came down here. That's why all the walls of snow against the road are flat, and none of the sidewalks have been cleared at all. There's also a bunch of dump trucks driving around all these towns getting rid of it, because you see areas where they can't throw it with this industrial snowblower, it's being thrown into a dump truck and brought off to a snow farm. I don't know where the snow farms are, but those places can be pretty awesome. It's basically usually a big parking lot or a football field where it's dumped and it can melt, instead of it sitting on the city streets making them narrow. One time when I was little, there was one near my house, and there was a whole bunch of kids making tunnels through it, massive igloo complexes, and I remember I even found a fire hydrant in there. One of the front loaders must have broke off, and it just got thrown in the truck. It's nice to see that it appears nobody gets fines for not shoveling their sidewalks. With this amount of snow, you know how hard that would be even to make the narrowest trail through these massive snowbanks? Well, this person did it. But back there, those snowbanks were so dense. It's a good thing that the city doesn't go around writing fines like Massachusetts does. When I used to live in Massachusetts, you either had to do your sidewalk in 24 hours or get a huge fine. What are you supposed to do if you're elderly, crippled, or just out of town? You get a massive fine if somebody doesn't do your sidewalk. Where I live now in Maine, the city comes around and clears all the sidewalks with a snowblower on the front of a tractor. It's a city sidewalk. They put it in. Why should I be responsible for that? The sidewalk wasn't even there when I moved in. All right, some of these snowbanks are getting pretty big around here. You can see on this road, look at this big snowbank. See this? It's coming probably 4 feet into the lane. Because you can tell by the position of the mailbox up here, most of these snowbanks are at least 2 feet into the roadway, making it more narrow. That right there, back there, is an example of why it's illegal to push snow from your driveway across the road. Because most people don't push it out of the road. Check this out. Do you see the line in the road? The entire turning lane I'm about to use is blocked. And there's not that much snow there. That must be why they're still going around with that industrial-sized snowblower, getting things like this opened up. Because you see, this road here is perfect. Right here you can see some impressive snowbanks. I just pulled between that snowbank and the truck for size comparison. Alright, we're going to try going up to Buffalo now to see what it looks like around there. I know the city of Buffalo has had a lot of problems with getting the snow out of the tight city streets. We'll see if we can see anything exciting around there. This right here is an incredible view as we head into the city of Buffalo. Look at the clouds coming off the lake. It's just this one big stream of lake effect clouds. And now you can see how the snow can be so isolated. Because right where the clouds set up, this is where it could potentially snow a whole ton. This lake effect band is really cool. We're about to leave it now. But to my left, I can look over at the lake and I can literally see where the cloud kind of touches down on it. Lake Erie is still very warm. That's why it makes these clouds. And because of that warmth from the lake is actually also blowing here. And that's what's helping melt the snow so fast also. Because you travel a little bit more east where that heat's not reaching, you have considerably lower temperatures. But now that we're actually in the city of Buffalo, the snow, you can tell, is almost completely melted. The snowpack has definitely melted. You see grass everywhere where there aren't snowbanks. But back where we just came from, Hamburg probably still has the maximum snow. It looks like there's at least 2 feet, maybe 2.5 feet still on the ground. Most areas only got between 2 and 4 feet. Maybe there was locally higher areas, but even on the news and people's YouTube videos, I don't know what they're talking about as far as 7 feet. The only video that came close was someone opening their front door, and you could see the doorway is most likely 6.5 feet tall. It filled maybe 80% of it. Not 7 feet, but still, that's 5 feet of snow. Look at all the slush on the road. They must be using their industrial snowblower somewhere around here. This is very recent. None of it has melted yet. Maybe we'll get to see that machine. Let's follow where all this leads. Oh, it looks like they gave up right here. But you see, just by using that machine, they're widening the road by many feet. Look at this lane of traffic. I can't even use this lane. Go around this corner. Look at that snowbank in the middle of the road. I don't see why they couldn't just push this over with a plow. Look at all that room. It's not even that much snow. The lane is completely unusable. Look at that. Whole turning lane's blocked. Check out this road. Now we're coming back on the other side. Look at the lane I'm driving in. Isn't this dangerous? Especially in rush hour traffic. Look at my lane. It just ended, and you can tell someone was forced to plow through that snowbank, probably destroying their front bumper. You saw that? I'm back in the lane again, and you can see this looks like a truck because of the double wheels, was forced to go over the snowbank here. And look at this, somebody was forced to plow through this snowbank with their vehicle. Right here's cleared. I think those trash cans are the reason why they didn't plow that. It looks like we're about to go over a pretty awesome bridge here. So it looks like overall, the Department of Public Works around here did a good job opening these roads, considering that there was over 3 feet of snow citywide before it started melting. Their main goal is to get the roads open and passable, not to widen them under the first round they go through with the plows. But it being 5 days since the snow has stopped falling, and with everything melting, I don't see why those lanes are not open yet. There's a bunch of spots to push it. And we can see the lake effect clouds again. Look at this U-Haul truck. Is this guy gonna get stuck? What's he trying to do? Pull into this lot with rear-wheel drive? I don't know if that guy's gonna get stuck or not. It's a big snowbank. Take a look at this road. It looks like a ton of snow here, right? Looks are deceiving, because take a look at the grass right next to us. It's just the way the hill is shaped. You see that? Cool though. This area has some of the biggest snowbanks on the side of the road I've seen so far, but it's also a pretty wide road. A lot of snow came off it to make these snowbanks. Alright, here's another lane that's not quite opened up. Gonna have to squeeze down it. This road has some pretty big snowbanks. It looks like there might be 2 feet of snowpack still on the ground. Driving through some of these neighborhoods, I can definitely see why people are complaining to the city about not doing a good enough job. Some of these roads, the snowbanks extend almost a full lane into them. Yeah, this area definitely has at least 2 feet still on the ground in the yards. If I turn down this road, it looks like the city's working on it. You see, this was all removed with industrial snow blowers or a front loader into a dump truck, getting rid of all the snowbanks. I've been seeing a lot of that going on, working on getting rid of all this stuff before it possibly flash freezes, and then these snowbanks are stuck here until the spring. Because winter hasn't even started yet. It's still in the 40s every day in the forecast. While that's happening, these are still workable snowbanks. They haven't frozen into hard blocks yet. Alright, here we come up on one of the machines that's loading into dump trucks. We'll be able to see this. A little bit of a traffic jam. Yep, here's a big front loader. Cleaning up the snowbank that's in the road. There's the dump truck waiting for another scoop. Yeah, this is what they're trying to get rid of. Any of the snowbank that's into the edge of the road. This snowbank here is not really obscuring traffic at all. It's barely in the road. It's not even in the road a foot. But if there's another big snowstorm, they're not going to have anywhere to put it. That's why they're trying to get this out of here. Alright everyone, we just found one of the snow farms. See where this big dump truck is trying to pull out? Alright, I'm going to pull down here and you'll get to see where they're putting all the snow. One of the places they're putting all the snow. Look at that. That's kind of awesome. That bulldozer is crushing it all down to fit even more. Imagine the things you're gonna find in that snowbank when it starts melting. I know that when I was little, especially, the gigantic snowbanks at Walmart, as they melt, you can find coins in them, dollar bills, all kinds of random stuff. There was one time I looked in it for like an hour, and it was definitely worth my while. I found like $100 in there. one big awesome pile of snow, and they're scooping up everything from the side of the road. That's why there might be some interesting things in there when that stuff starts melting. There's so many dump trucks on the road right now full of snow. Dozens of them going back and forth to that snow farm where we saw the bulldozer pushing it back. There's another loader and a dump truck in front of the school, getting all that piles out of there, clearing the sidewalks. Come to think of it, back there at the school, that kind of doesn't make sense to me. Why are they moving it off the school's property when they have massive fields? I'm sure they could find somewhere to put it without using the dump truck to ship it away. So it looks like I may have waited a little bit too long to come visit the lake effect snow. I wanted the roads to be clear enough where there wouldn't be any hazards or get in the way of snow clearing efforts, but it appears I waited too long. I didn't think it would have melted so much in just 4 days. So the next time this happens in a future year, I'm gonna have to head right up here like the day after it stops falling. Hope today's video was interesting. Thanks for watching, everyone.